Welcome back, dweebs, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we doing today, bud?
Oh, I am living the dream, James. We are going to have a pretty busy month or two at some point in the not so distant future with the news that the new season of Invincible, the new season of Daredevil, and the final season of The Boys are going to be all out at the same time. Dude, what are we going to do?
We're going to have a tri-weekly recap show, or it will be a weekly, and we'll just split into 3 segments. We'll be on for 3 fucking hours straight.
Exactly, a weekly 3-hour stream. Whenever that happens. I don't know.
It will be a weekly live, and it's gonna be Mia. When you sent that, I was like, oh my god, how are we gonna pull this off? But the show must go on, so we'll figure it out. Which actually leads into today's topic, as we have our first trailer for the final season of The Boys, a very beloved show around here. Kev recently reviewed Gen V. I have not watched that yet. Season 2 of Gen V. Kev, good, bad, ugly, great?
Gen V season 2? Yeah, it was good.
Good.
I think what Danny and I the conclusion we came to was it's a fine addition if you're already a fan of The Boys. I don't know that Gen V has its own viewer base. Which is an interesting thing when you do spinoffs like that. Like, it's completely apples to oranges here, but one of my favorite shows that I've ever watched on Hulu was Letterkenny, and they have a spinoff called Shoresy, which is where one of the side characters in Letterkenny has his own show, and there are friends that I have who have watched all of Shoresy who have never watched Letterkenny.
Oh, that
blows my mind.
I
don't think that happens with Gen V, right? Like, I don't think there's anybody out here who's like, oh, I love Gen V, but I never watched The Boys. I think it's sort of like it's required that you are already a fan of The Boys for you to give a shit about Gen V. So it definitely works for me. I think it has fleshed out more of the universe. So I guess potential spoilers for Gen V season 2 in this preview, because the one thing we know about the last season of The Boys is some of those characters came over, and I do believe that the ending of Gen V season 2 is going to parlay directly into this.
Sure, well, just like the first season of Gen V did. So I'm sure there's a connection somewhere there.
But yeah, I would watch it. If you're a fan of this enough to where you're going to sit down and watch the preview review with us and you haven't seen Gen V season 2 yet, I would watch it. It's definitely adds to the story. Not my favorite season of any TV show of all time, but it was good. It was not bad by any means, but it has its issues. If you want to hear what I thought those issues were, go check that out.
Check the video out.
Me and Danny talking about it. He will definitely be receiving the old call. The bat signal will go up when Daredevil, The Boys, and Invincible are all at the same time.
He might have to sub in a few times for us.
We'll be bringing him in to talk about at least 2 of those things.
Yeah, for sure. So on deck tonight, we have our preview review of the season 5 debut trailer for The Boys. Name of the game is we are reviewing the preview. And then we make up our own rules on if we want to include how excited we are about the show in the past or not. Like, we make up our own fucking rules. So suck. If you don't like our rules, that's too bad.
It's our turn. We have the conch.
It's our turn. I am on my new computer right now. It is just set up just to do this. I've done nothing else with it. So we're going to test run this. We'll see if it works. We'll see how the quality goes. We know, but a couple year run here of a really shitty computer. So hopefully this one works out a little bit better. I have found out today though that I need a new mouse, so that's fun.
Hey, if it's not, we all know who to blame at this point, because my new computer is still in a very lovely box on the floor over here. It's a story for another time, but
it's another day.
Be up and running soon. So if it's bad quality, you know which bald guy to blame it on.
And then when his is set up, it's bad quality. It's the internet. It's not us. Not our fault.
We'll be looking for a new streaming software at that point.
Yes, that is the truth. This is the first thing ever downloaded on this computer outside a couple installers. So here we go. This is The Boys, the final season trailer.
We ain't surviving this fucking war. We are dead men walking.
I'm gonna keep fighting. And if you can't, then I'm just gonna fight for both of us.
You wouldn't be the first to throw their life away in a war. But you would be the first to save the world doing it. So how about it, you lot? One last go? I'll take that as a yes.
Oh shit.
A reckoning is coming. Even if I have to drag your broken fucking carcasses over the finish line, we are going all the way, no matter the cost, till the job's fucking done.
Well.
All right, Kev. What'd you think, bud?
Well, I got to get this first thought off my chest because it
out
dominated
there.
my mind throughout the entire thing. I thought we were past the trope of doing this like dark version of a 30-year-old, 40-year-old song and doing it like a chopped and screwed slower version. So that really threw me off. I didn't love the music choice. I guess I'll say that. And it made it hard for me to concentrate on the other aspects of it. So it's good to see that Amazon, as always, they got their thumb on the pulse. They really know what is going on in the modern cinematic world. They're definitely not a decade and a half behind on that front. So what did you think, James? How outside of the music threw me off? I've got some other thoughts, but what were your first thoughts on that one?
My first thought is that it looks better on my end. I don't know if it did on yours. It looked better for me. That has nothing to do with the show at all. But I thought the video looked better on my end. My thought is if you are not already a fan of the show, obviously this is not going to do anything for you, but we are to season 5. So if you're watching a season 5 trailer and haven't watched the show and you're not excited for it, I'm just like, well, I don't know what to tell you, folks.
Yeah, it's sort of a fine line, right? Because like
yeah,
you said, it's season 5. You're sort of like you're either into this or you're not at this point. How many new viewers are you really going to bring in for a final season?
You're probably not, unless not for this. This trailer really, it's fine. It doesn't really do anything to get me more excited. There's bits and pieces of, we see what looked like maybe a Homelander concentration camp. We see the bands back together. I'm sure there's some callbacks to Gen V that I don't know about. We get a showing of Soldier Boy. I mean, the actual part that I was most excited for is, and I don't even know his name, but Jensen Ackles' Supernatural co-star is in this trailer.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, that's right. I forgot he made it to this season, so that'll be fun.
I don't know where he was at.
Was he the dude with the red eyes? The other dude with red eyes?
Let's see. I
have not seen Supernatural.
I have not either. I just know who it is. Where was that? Right here. This is him.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know what he's there for. You see Homelander in the background. Is that Soldier? Might be Soldier Boy behind him.
That makes me appreciate that edit even more.
So that is, they were Supernatural stars together they did that show for a lot of seasons.
A long time. That was an incredible run that show had. Despite me I've maybe seen like 3 episodes of it, but
I don't know if I've seen an episode. To be honest with you, I just know who it is.
yeah, I had a friend swear by this show. So I've heard good things about Supernatural. Never got invested enough to start it by the time I found out about it. So who knows? Maybe I'll visit it someday. But yeah, I think, generally speaking, based on our usual rules of engagement, right? One of the things I always ask for is don't tell me too much of the plot. I would say that they
Oh, it
did a
doesn't
good
do
job
that.
of keeping the mystery. Although, and this next thing I'm about to say, I have to give them grace because I think we all assumed it would happen anyway. But I'm interested to see if they do a good job of bringing the team back together. Because when we last saw everybody, there's no good reason to think they would want to team up with Butcher again, if you recall.
I can't
Like,
remember what happened exactly, so I'm gonna have to refresh myself a little bit.
yeah, spoiler alert, everybody. But yeah, if you remember, Butcher he has that tumor that takes the form of Jeffrey Dean Morgan in his brain. So he's
Oh,
got his
that's
old
right. Yep.
and they have this whole plan because it's Newman versus Homelander, and so the boys are trying to get Newman to turn on Homelander at the last minute, and then Butcher shows up and just rips her in half. And is like,
That's right.
"You're welcome, cunts," or whatever he does at the end. And so
Yep.
I had thought that potentially they would start out the season at odds with each other, and then only eventually, as part of the climax, would they realize that, well, shit, we have no choice but to work with Butcher, otherwise Homelander is going to win. But the way they set this up, it makes it sound like no matter what happened in the last season, they're going to spend the first hour of this next season wrapping all that up and bringing everybody together. Because Frenchie also was not in the picture. Again, spoiler alert for the last season. But that was one of the times we saw the Gen V crossover. Sam and, oh, forgive me, I can't think of her name right now, but the one with the power of persuasion, they show up and they kidnap Frenchie towards the end of the last season. So I could have done without that because that kind of
shows that they're back together.
Spoils it for me. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It takes any of the guesswork out. It's going to make, I assume, the first episode of this a really slow slog because they're going to have to take the time to put these pieces back together. But they just showed us in this 3-minute trailer that everything's going to be reset back to normal, which I don't know. Maybe there was nothing they could do. Maybe they couldn't have a trailer if they didn't do all that. But I don't know if I would have focused so much on Butcher telling the team, oh, this is what we're going to do. We have to do it. We're not going through till the job's done, where it's like, I mean, at the point we're coming back into this, they should all hate you. And so it's weird.
Yeah,
that
they're
you just
sick of you.
Told me that everybody's back on the same page. They're all on the same team. That's not great. I could have done without that. So I am kind of surprised. I thought I was going to be more hyped about this trailer, James, but this really didn't do much for me at all, if I'm being honest with you.
Kind of agree. Like, we're deeply invested, so we're going to watch it, but this did not push that push that farther along down the line for us, make us any more excited.
Yeah, like what's the point of showing Soldier Boy still in his hyperbolic time chamber if 3 scenes later in the trailer you're going to show him walking around and being in the same room as Homelander?
Exactly.
Like why do that?
You just showed that at the end of last season, so I guess they just assume that we know, right? So
we do know he's gonna be in it, but again, like it was just weird to show both. It's one thing if you want to show, like I just would not have shown an awake Soldier Boy in the same room as Homelander because that was a question.
Tells me
there was a mystery I really wanted to have paid off, and you just paid it off in the fucking trailer.
Yeah, like you see them together multiple times.
Yeah,
so it sneakily ruins some stuff.
Yeah, it punishes you for paying attention, which is one of my favorite things. I love that. I love when that happens. Yeah.
Gets you for paying attention. 7 probably for this. kind of ruins some stuff, and then doesn't really, it ruins two different things, and it just doesn't do anything to really get me excited. Like, I guess, am I supposed to wonder who Homelander's punching? Like, he punches a lot of people. He's killed a lot of people.
Yeah, that was the other thing. The other big scene that they kept going back to is Psycho Homelander just punching, I assume, the same person over and over again. I imagine when we get that moment in the show, it's going to be something major, because it's going to be hopefully a character that we care a lot about. Otherwise, it's like you said, it's just Homelander being a psycho, which is what we've known him to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, I tend to agree with you. I think if I had to give this a grade, I'm giving this a big, fat, steamy 6 out of 10. I think
that might be the worst you've ever given, Kev.
It's yeah,
it's just all right.
It's the lowest grade I've given for a preview on something I still plan on watching.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will top the Scream 5 as the worst trailer ever. This is up there as far as, man, I think I was more excited before this came out. It's a weird thing, because it did nothing while at the same time still spoiling stuff. Like, again, the stuff that it spoiled is, oh yeah, the boys, the titular characters are going to wind up back together. Yeah, we can probably all assume that, but that doesn't mean you should just start with that in your trailer. Like, again, you're giving me no reason to watch episode 1 of this season. I feel like I can just skip it.
I agree. Like, all right, well, I don't need that. Just give me this. Yeah, give me to episode 2 already.
Yeah, let me skip the whole reset, getting back to the norm. It's like, it's usually a thing it's like a very sitcom thing where it's, oh yeah, we got to find a way to reset back to the base, so everybody's together. I think I would have enjoyed a little more vagueness coming from this. We all know it's the final season, so we all know it's coming down to some big showdown between Butcher and Homelander. Otherwise, what the hell have we been doing for the last 8 years or however long this has been running? Like, it's a final season of a show. I don't know if any of that did anything to encourage someone who hasn't watched any of this to be like, ooh, how have I been missing out on this incredible show? This really gets me excited. And at the same time, it didn't reward you. Like I said, it sort of punished you if you are a watcher. You're like, well, shit, you just kind of spoiled a bunch of stuff in like a not exciting way, just by putting these people in the same room and saying, oh yeah, they're all following Butcher's lead again. Why would they be doing that? They have the Starlighters are their whole own thing now. Like, they have their own group of people fighting against this, and Butcher's just going to come in and be like, oh, hey, I'm still the boss. And they're all just going to say, yeah? Like, what? So maybe I guess there's still some mystery as to how he convinces them all to join his side again. But man, I am disappointed. I did not expect to be this disappointed, James. Still going to watch.
Kev is a disappointed man right now, folks. He's not happy. Kev is not happy.
I wanted to be happy.
Kev just wanted to be happy, guys. He just wanted to be happy.
I just want my psychotic superhero drama to make me happy for once. Jeez.
One time. Can it make me happy?
God, stupid. The boys always going woke or whatever. Stupid. No.
I'm going to start. Fucking boys. Fucking going woke. Motherfucker.
I can't wait for that inevitable. There's always the at least one episode in that show that somehow introduces it to people who haven't heard of it before, and then you get people getting all upset about, oh, the boys are so woke. It's like, dude, they're doing everybody. Like, they're making fun of everybody, dude. Welcome to the boys. Have you not watched this?
They don't give a single shit about.
You're making my side look bad. It's like, dude, no sides look good. There is no show. That's like the point of the whole thing, is that everybody's full of shit.
Like, nah, there is no good sides, folks. That's enough.
So it looks like, I guess, just to do some detective work on this thing, it does seem like they're really leaning into like the cult sort of religious aspect of it. Like, when you had that, what looked like a new character, that dude in the white suit, I'm assuming he's a preacher or doing something in the same vein as a sermon, because we see Firecracker there and she's got like her arm up. And I was raised in the First Church of God. You know, I was raised in the Pentecost, so I know what a revival looks like, and that very much was painting that scene for me. So it'll be interesting. I know they touched on that in previous seasons with that's sort of where Starlight came from, and she had in the comics, I think it's a much bigger part of the story where they have her ex-boyfriend or whatever was this. It's like a super Christian superhero group. So I'm wondering how much of that will be brought back. It certainly seems like it's going to be a decent sized factor in what we've seen, which could be some interesting commentary there. I mean, Colts always entertain me because it's just such a weird psychological phenomenon where it's just like, how does one or two people rile up this many people into this like shared psychosis, you know? So that's fun.
Yeah, how do we
whether
get
you got soups or
wild?
not? So I'm looking forward to the Jim Jones episodes, for lack of a better term. But yeah, we'll see. Looks like pretty much par for the course.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary for sure. Like nothing that would make you go, oh fuck. Like they kept that on the racks, except the part where they're like, oh, by the way, these guys are back together. So
yeah, they're
hope
back
you
together.
were waiting.
It was going to be a really fun dynamic that I was excited to watch play out because, again, as not a person who was born yesterday, I understood that at some point the group was going to have to either rejoin with Butcher or be forced to work with him. But that, to me, I thought that was going to be part of the fun, was like, how are they going to get into a situation where they have no choice but to work with this Butcher scumbag again? But no, we're just gonna lay it out for you in the trailer. Great.
Yeah, we're gonna show it right to you. Guess the only mystery is how do they get back together? Why is it so quick?
And
wait and see.
Very few Gen V cast members in the trailer. I noticed that as well. So
I was gonna say there was a couple guys I didn't recognize, so I didn't know if you knew if they were Gen V people. I didn't know, like the red-eyed guy I didn't recognize. So I have to leave that to you. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't recognize any of those new faces from Gen V. To be honest, the only two people that I saw in that trailer that were in Gen V were originally boys characters. So it was Stan Edgar and his granddaughter. So Victoria Newman's daughter.
Yep,
She has a role. They both have a role. Spoiler alert. Both of those characters have a small role in Gen V season 2. So that could be the bridge to bringing the Gen V people on. But yeah, it's it'll be interesting. I for one am a little surprised that we didn't see any of the Gen V characters, at least the main one, because trying to avoid spoilers as much as possible, they kind of gave you the inclination that at least one of those Gen V characters is going to be very important to the final showdown. So I'm kind of surprised we didn't see any of them, or at least one of them.
Yep. They kept them a secret, maybe.
Hey, yeah, it's not all bad.
Right?
That's why we gave it more than that's why it's above that 5 out of 10 threshold.
Yeah.
For me. It's not all bad. It's just a bit disappointing. I'm a victim of my own expectations on this one.
He got himself, folks. He got himself.
That's how it always happens.
And with that, folks, we're giving it a 7 from me, a 6 from Kev. Thank you for joining us. This has been Preview Review. Please check out the rest of the content on this channel, including Macaulay Culkin's pitch for a Legacy Home Alone sequel and our thoughts on the proposed Warner Brothers Netflix merger. Netflix merger coming out this week. So please like, subscribe, and share as we walk our way to 200. Till next time, folks, we'll see you.